don't know what to say to Lions fans.
Well, yeah, you're right. The poor Lions fans, you're right. I mean, we should. I mean, listen, at the very least, you can look at the Lions, and if I'm talking to the Lions fan, I'm going, how do you not, kind of like the direction, the way your team looks, fights, plays? I like the attitude of Dan Campbell. The thing that jumps out to me more than anything, and I shouldn't be surprised from any coach from the Bill Parcells, coaching tree, player tree, or whatever. It is physical. It's the basics of football, and it is about they approach each game with the proper game plan. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work out. They're not a real talented team. They're kind of trying to, flip over the roster here. But I think the approach we saw last night and what Anthony Lynn's doing on the offensive side and Aaron Glenn, I mean, they gave Green Bay, who's a better team than them, period, a hard time until Detroit started to make a few mistakes and just couldn't quite keep up with the pace. So I think if you are a Lions fan, there's certain things to like. Hey, Penny Sewell looks like a beast. No doubt about it. And you got some defensive players there on the front seven that are pretty damn good too. But, yeah, they're a work in progress, and it's not going to happen overnight.
If I'm a Lions fan, and all due respect, and of course it's always too late when you utter those words, I'm still not happy that Jared Goff is the quarterback. I'm not happy about that at all. And I'm not happy about the perception that they really wanted him. This was a business transaction. This was an effort to get the maximum return from the Rams as part of the Matthew Stafford trade. They did not get 2 first-round picks and a third-round pick for Matthew Stafford. They got 2 first-round picks and a third-round pick for Matthew Stafford and taking on that $33.5 million albatross of a contract that never should have been paid to Jared Goff. And they decided, unlike the Browns, when they bought Brock Osweiler's contract and got a second-round pick for it and ultimately dumped Brock Osweiler, the Lions have decided to use the guy. And hey, you're going to get some of what you saw last night because it's some of what we saw from Jared Goff with the Rams. And, the ball slips out of his hands and he throws the interceptions. He had some good, but he had some bad. And the rain was a factor. But don't expect Jared Goff to suddenly become a better quarterback just because he's gone to a lesser team. If anything, he's going to be a much lesser quarterback. To get back to what we were talking about with Aaron Rodgers, you take a guy from a team of superstars with a superstar coach, and you put him with a new coach, evolving constantly culture, and a bunch of guys who are overmatched, and it's going to show in Jared Goff's performance.
100%.
So they'd be better off with a young guy and trying to build and grow with him. I feel like this is a 2-year maximum proposition for the Lions before they move on to their next guy who potentially becomes their franchise guy.
100%. I mean, I would be shocked if they're not in the market for a quarterback this offseason. At least I would, but you're right. Maybe it gets 2 years if he plays well here. But I think I thought Greasy and Louis Riddick did a good job last night of kind of explaining what Jared Goff is. Yeah, there's a lot of good. There is a lot of good. It's just like we've kind of always seen. He's not the kind of quarterback that, things are going tough for us right now. Jared will make a few plays and get us back in this game. And nor is he going to always come through in the most clutchest of moments. I think they kind of said that at one point too. Yeah. It's a lot of good, but in the moments where you need we need our franchise quarterback to really execute and be clutch and come up with a big play here. It just doesn't seem to happen a whole lot. He needs somewhat of a formula around him to make it work. And, I think ultimately, like you said, this was just a move to help build their team, build their roster, kind of put a Band-Aid at the quarterback position just for a year or so as they figured this all out. And, like I said, I'd be shocked if they kind of weren't in that conversation this offseason.
Yeah, this is a multi-year rebuild. Anytime you make the dramatic change in culture like they've done, it's going to take time to get the players there who will best execute it. You can only do so much to coax the players that you have to become the kinds of guys you want moving forward. Matt Patricia went through that when he took over, and he handled it a certain way that didn't work out very well for him, obviously, or he'd still be there. And now Dan Campbell, until he can get to the point where he has the guys he wants, he has to make do with the guys he has and just try to do anything that can create a sense of progress, optimism, hope, and just win games. And they got the Ravens coming to town on Sunday, so good luck avoiding 0-3 for the Detroit Lions to start the 2021 season.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.